After defeating SSG and Cloud9 in the winners bracket last night, we're getting the most anticipated matchup of the weekend, the winners finals. OpTic Gaming versus Shopify Rebellion, with a spot in the grand finals on the line.
Camo still in play, and so they need to go for some other kills and spawn kills. They don't give the free kill over at scoreboard, and this is frustrating for Frosty. He has to reposition and try to get a fight.
Why can't nice things just happen for him? You know, that's what he's wondering right now. I got everything I wanted. Where are my double kills? Where are my triple kills? Might actually find one here, but wait a minute. Gonna get sent back over to the respawn screen. Is OpTic Gaming gonna clear him out?
So brilliantly played by OpTic right there.
Two with a masterclass of outputting damage to help the squad. If he didn't have the gumption to make those peak shots, that would be a totally different story. But Legend instantly flips the script with a beautiful snipe headshot. And I tell you what, this guy has been the most impressive sniper in the tournament so far.
Routine numbers disadvantage for OpTic so far. That's how Shopify have maintained a double up, nearly a triple up advantage, but Legend has the snipe. He's putting it to work. He's already got 2 slays with it, 3 shots left. What else can he do?
Can he land some more shots? He's been absolutely electric with this snipe all weekend. Finds the body.
Oh my God.
And has the repulse to get himself to safety.
Yeah, this is the ending blow right here. If Formal goes down, Lashon can pick the oddball right back up, needing just 4 seconds. But the push continues through A and the small door. OpTic showing life when they need it most.
This is incredible, though. I feel like this round has just started, and we've barely been able to lay out the storylines of what led to this moment. Shopify on the verge of taking round 1. It is OpTic with a last chance hold, but you have to imagine it's just going to take one good play from Shopify Rebellion to close out this round.
Push coming from the garage door. It's a 3 push. They're sending all the resources through that side of the map. Royal 2 still off spawn. As Legend has the camo. They don't anticipate this push. 2 go down for Rebellion, looking to clean up the last player that pushed through the garage door, and Royal 2 staggered out off spawn. Now he's the only one left.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Royal 2 decides to play this. It's really bad if he dies now. He's in a pretty precarious spot. I think maybe
staggered.
Overextended. That's
by a considerable margin, and there are only 4 seconds left needed for Rebellion. But OpTic seem to have a really good hold of this oddball.
Cycle stuck all the way behind them. They don't know he's here yet. Now they do. He might just
God.
go rounds.
Oh, the sneaky, shaky play as Cycle sneaks under the nose of Formal and steals round 1.
The seed. I feel like that's so anti-Cycle's personality. I think that was last shot. I don't know. Regardless, they're definitely feeling it right now as they have taken the lead. What was once a huge lead for OpTic in this round is now a 30-point deficit. They do have the oddball and a 4 dead for Shopify. But look at this. Shopify spawn close. Cycle
dummy spawns.
Gets the perfect right off of the dummy spawn.
Wow. A gift from the Halo gods. Could turn this into a game 1 victory here for Rebellion and not even allow OpTic to get to round 3 despite being up at one point 47-0. That lead has been erased, and so is their chance to win. This is it. That's over. You don't even have to hold forward to the left stick. OpTic has waved the white flag. Rebellion take game 1.
These 2 teams are
really have matured in a very unique way. Frosty gets out of there with that camo. Feel like every time you're looking at Frosty's screen, he's invisible. He's always prioritizing
top
that.
of those power-ups and power weapons.
So good. He's getting a lot of info. And, you know, of course, you could deduce where these players are based on where things are here.
And OpTic did this so well last time. They just stayed hidden for a bit. And one thing I like about OpTic as well is they'll do this play where they'll stay hidden for a bit, and then they'll make a random charge out through a side.
Yeah, and they're
when
doing
that
it right
sniper may have just
2 dead again for Shopify Rebellion. Cycle might be next, but he wins an important piv inside of the util here to stay alive and jump back out and turn 1 kill into 2.
3 dead, by the way. 4 dead for OpTic Gaming on a staggered kill. By the way, OpTic was being outslayed 13-5 off the opening. The 2 teams are now tied essentially at 20 kills apiece. What a bounce back from OpTic Gaming.
Really impressive stuff from them. Especially after what was a little bit of a shockwave at the start of the game with 2 flags going in extremely quickly. The first one in under 60 seconds for Shopify Rebellion. But I think the key for both teams in this series, and especially for OpTic Gaming, you have to match kill for kill Shopify. You have to make sure that when we look at those stats at the end of the game, that you're within 1 or 2 kills on them.
And it's so hard to do. Let's not forget, one of the best things that Shopify has done, not just this weekend, but in the later half of the season, has been the teamwork. The way that they can turn corners in pairs and make sure that you are always fighting 1v2s. That will be one of their biggest challenges.
Double kill from Frosty though. Opens things up. OpTic Gaming a 3 dead. Renegade last alive. He's down as well. Frosty picks up 3 kills in this play, and the flag is already out into the courtyard. But OpTic They're going to have to be taking down a couple more players because Shopify need these kills before they force this flag.
Look at the timing for Royal 2. He thought he had the timing with one player going fridge door and one player staying fridge. He thought he had the angle. 2 dead for OpTic here.
Frosty does a good job though to just get that kill. Last shot picks up another top middle. It's 3 dead for OpTic again, and from top middle to hands on the flag. He's going to be running this one home now, and I don't think OpTic have anyone in a good enough position to really slow this down. It's going to be Shopify who are going to take the lead 3-2. They're up by 1.
And just like that, the kills continue to follow the flags. Unsurprisingly, Shopify now outslaying 30-27, and they will also take the lead here by 1, but still a lot of time left on the game clock.
A lot of time indeed, and it's going to be Shopify Rebellion who are 3 dead, but this man's got himself a camo. Frosty tosses the back of the edge and makes nothing of it. OpTic, their timing and their teamwork, they're perfect.
How about a former teammate there? Takes down the camo on a very important kill. By the way, Renegade here, 10-10 off the opening, but we need to take a second. Not only is he your infinite MVP, but also how much has this man stepped up for OpTic Gaming over these past few events, even though the placings have not been exactly where they wanted them to be. Time and time again, it has been Renegade going double positive. Can he pull off the same performance in the grand final?
Really interesting. Moment, Bowser somehow with no shields, managed to take down a player on the B side. He's 3 dead for Shopify Rebellion, 4 dead for Shopify Rebellion, and Renegade is going to have the most simple job in the world, even with a little bit of a stutter step. And a secondary clamor, he's going to tie the game up. Bound went huge down on P1.
It really is a battle of single individual 1v1s could win this. Once again, OpTic is just outslaying by 1 kill at 36-35. And as we said, whoever gets a slay lead by just 4 tends to get a flag on the board. But what we've seen so far, it could all come down to just a few 1v1s or 2v2s to win this game, because these 2 teams have been neck and neck, tug of war throughout the first 7 minutes of play.
2v2 on the map right now. Royal 2 behind enemy lines. He's been a problem for many, many years when he gets behind the setups for teams. Renegade's going to have to rotate back. I think he recognizes the danger here as Royal 2 is still alive inside of his base. He gets that flag moving and causes a dilemma. Do we go for the kills here? Renegade has to decide kills or flag. Royal 2 just wants kills. Legend will slow it down, but that flag has been touched. I think Shopify trying to force this.
Big flank behind him. Flash shot all the way across the map already. Amazing movement. That was 3 dead for OpTic. This one will go.
Start step again, but this time, Shopify will take the lead 4-3. It has been Shopify who have been ahead for the majority of this game. OpTic have been fighting to tie the game up time and time again.
They might do it again.
But if the next flag goes the way of Shopify Rebellion, this game is over.
Last shot gets caught out. Thought he maybe had the jump, but he gets the help at the last second. He stays alive on the flag. He's going to get the pull as well.
3 dead for OpTic.
And there's the difference too
Last shot's got this one 50% of the way down. Everyone from OpTic Gaming has to watch this from the respawn screen. Last shot jumps up. Shopify strike first. And Shopify will be up by 1 in your grand finals.
Gaming need to wake up here if they want to try and get into this. Pressure's on, and it feels like Frosty and company are just running roughshod all over them. But this area of the map, hey, OpTic's been here for a hot minute, so maybe this could work out for them.
all the way across the map and put pressure right on the spawns. Here, I don't feel like they're afforded the exact same luxury of pressuring towards red, so you might see them hold back a little bit more.
It's really this top mid control here that's so pivotal. That's why OpTic prioritizing getting bodies inside of there. They got 3 down now, and they're right back in it. So OpTic Gaming trying to get one on the board, and they're close to it.
And I feel like Shopify, they have the room for error for this, so they're just going to likely let this hill go and set up for hill number 4.
Yeah, and that is what's going to happen here. A little bit of progress, and that'll do it. OpTic's on the board. Now they need to get themselves one more, not this game up.
Just like that, they got the first kills on the board. These next kills are going to decide everything. That huge kill by Legend.
On top of that, while all that's going on here, finally managed to get bodies onto that hill. Formal in the back, got to handle business. Now Frosty tried to juke him out. Formal's a little too wise to that one.
Little time going for Shopify, but I don't feel like they're in a safe enough spot. There goes Royal 2. Frosty's down. That's going to be Cycle. And just like that, last shot, the last one remaining, and they're going for the hunt. Has 1 bullet here, but can only do so much with this.
Yeah, misses that body shot. Would have loved to have been able to get that one there, but nope, not going to come to fruition for him. And it continues to be OpTic Gaming in the driver's seat. We were seeing in the beginning, Shopify Rebellion started off hot, getting those 2 caps right out of the gate here, but OpTic showing that they are not out of this, not by a long shot.
No, looking a little more scary here for Shopify now that you see OpTic starting to heat up. Also on top of this, Shopify, they've been outslain by 7 kills so far in this game, yet they're about to go even in the objective.
This goes to show the great defensive hold that we've been seeing from OpTic. I think a lot of that probably came from the start of the game, too. I wouldn't be shocked. I think if you look at still putting in a lot of work with those assists, trying to help his teammates out here. No one's really been in a comfortable spot to move into that damn hill either.
Looks like OpTic gonna grab that second hill, gonna tie this one up. And I don't think we're gonna go to a hill number 6, Golden Boy. I think it's gonna be ended right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. And what an area for this one to be where that last fight is gonna take place here, Dave, because, you know, this hill can get a little scrappy sometimes. The box hill, which OpTic has presence right now. And it's kind of ironic that considering, you know, the way this game started, where everything was really catering more toward playing on the outside, playing red. These last 3 hills have all been on the blue side, and OpTic have been there the entire time.
That's gonna be 3 down for Shopify.
4 down.
OpTic grabbing all this time. And I feel like we're gonna see OpTic play some defense after this.
Yeah, and they have every right to. 55 seconds left on the clock. They can get this one here. Clean shot from Pound. It's gonna get shut down immediately though by Royal 2. They're gonna get it. That's the lead. 3-2. And for the first time in this series, OpTic Gaming takes the lead over Shopify Rebellion. But no one's in a great spot to be able to get into that hill. We only got 14 seconds remaining here, Dave.
No, and just this defense is impenetrable. Legend and crew even right near the hill just to defend if necessary. But right now, Shopify, they're making their last stand, their last charge. They get inside the hill, but time is fully on OpTic's side. They can step back. They can even get outslayed one round and make another push.
Yeah, this is where OpTic, they're in a great position to close this one out. They cannot afford to take a body off of that. You saw it just tick down to 2 seconds there. Royal 2 with a big win. Legend trying to keep this thing alive here, but now things are going to get a little bit dicey right here, Dave. Big play here for Renegade potentially.
Renegade going in, taking his own hands, takes out the trade against last shot.
And OpTic Gaming showing that they are not done yet. Managing to get the King of the Hill. King of the Hill has been a rocky game mode.
Rabbit's actually a little surprised as to why he didn't want to grab that weapon while he made the jump. Maybe left it for a teammate.
I think that plasma pistol is going to handle anyone who comes up on the box, right? That's a double kill.
I guess that's why.
Good old-fashioned noob combo, baby, my favorite. They'll get that shock rifle here, Shopify eventually. But man, last shot managing to stay alive there. That's just silly.
Yeah, Bound hitting that melee just a little too early. Not getting those favorable lunges here on land, and his team is punished because of it.
The last shot did get a call like, hey, they're probably going to be pushing over toward elevator side. This is going to be Frosty and them working together. Tripcat now coming in. They're going to clear that one out. And they're not going to get an opportunity to flip that. So that is just going to continue to add to the pain here for OpTic Gaming. A strong start for Rebellion. I feel like I've been repeating myself with the way Rebellion have been starting these games, Dave.
And look at this. Shopify has such a strong setup, almost a little U-shape here from control all the way towards pipes. And they aren't even contesting C. But OpTic don't know that. So OpTic feel like they're out playing Shopify. They're saying, hey, don't go for the obvious hill. Don't go straight for C. Let's go for something else. Let's go for elevator. And they're kind of walking right into Shopify's trap.
Yeah, but they did manage to flip B here. Is it going to be enough, though, right? You got last shot going to be moving up. Frosty's got a big fight happening that he ended up getting the melee off of there. So the flip might be coming in here. Starting to see OpTic Gaming add some points to the board, but it might be short-lived as that A is going to get flipped instantaneously, and they're going right for B. So they're just continuing to apply this unrelenting pressure to OpTic.
All that work just to get the one.
140 and counting. And now it is Stronghold, so it is possible for them to... Oh, that sucked. It was a spider. It is Stronghold, so they can get back into this one, OpTic. They just need a couple clean round of slays, and hell, maybe a trip cap or two could help out.
Yeah, starting trip cap will do the job here. But look at this difference now. Shopify, the moment that they're over at Long and Hydro, instantly grab C. Stop that bleeding from a trip cap. But there's only so much you can do when you got a camo shock rifle Renegade roaming around the map.
Yeah, but Royal 2 is wise to this one here. He jumped up on to the gold side, and he's just been waiting it out. You saw that notification come up instantly of the shock rifle being available, and he saw it disappear instantly. So that, you got to deduce, right? There's just no shot that this guy hasn't left this area anticipating where this push is going to be coming from. And they're going to try and slow it down. So instead, prioritize resources in other areas of the map to try and see if they can make an opening happen here.
Wow.
Well done.
So well done, like you
Well, the
said.
good news is that they were able to accomplish both seemingly here. Get themselves, he did not get an opportunity to pop that camo. So it is going to be up for grabs. Frosty gets it. Great reads from Shopify Rebellion, and now they're going to see if they can stop this bleeding here. That OpTic Gaming put a world of hurt on them. Big fight happening. Renegade Frosty. Renegade gets that dub.
But looking just like that, Frosty roaming with this camo. You know OpTic are trying to hunt him down. They need to stop this cap. They need to stop this camo. Let's go to OpTic, listen, and hear how they're going to break out of this trip cap.
All right, OpTic Gaming there. You can hear the pressure. The call-outs coming in. Image tracks. They got bodies on A, bodies on C, trying to make the flip happen here. But just like say that, they're going after B, Dave.
Feels like every stronghold's contested in some way, shape, or form right now. There goes B. C is being grabbed by Renegade. All these members from Shopify are going back to grab C. And Cycle can't walk into this trap. If he gives up this free death over at A, this could be disastrous. Nice play. Smart play by Cycle just to back down and wait for Small.
He's got to win this one out against Bound. Big battle there, and Bound's able to get the better of him. And he'll try and hold out here toward the B side of the map. They got to get this flip happening ASAP, but Bound's going to get exposed. He's weak and he's down.
Look at all three strongholds have a little bit of capture on all of them because these players are just making it such a chaotic situation. OpTic still alive, only 3 points away. Shopify just need to grab one of these strongholds, but it's really going to come down to these slays. This opening kill against Renegade could be huge.
Renegade manages to get out of there, though. A little beaten up, but not done yet. He's still in the action, looking for another one above him. He's going to get the melee. That's going to be the flip. He gets B and C control. A's going over to Shopify, but they're trying to hold this one down. It's getting dicey, Dave.
This is fine now for OpTic. No longer do they need the trip cap. They can hold this for 22 points. They just have to get a couple more kills. Royal 2 has a staggered death. Shopify, wait for Royal 2, and now they make their push, but just like that, Frosty's out.
Killing spree for Renegade. He's trying to get another one. Royal 2 finally stopping him, but we're getting close to the wire, folks. Look at that, the progress. OpTic Gaming dug deep, and they're getting right back into this. But just as I say that, Shopify Rebellion put a body on B. They're going to stop the bleeding. Is anyone there to prevent it? No. But does anyone on OpTic get toward A? No. And instead, it's the Rebellion who come out on top in dramatic fashion after one hell of a comeback. It's going everywhere, you know, it's insanity. Frosty, probably one of the best QT players in this tournament. This quantum translocator in his hands is something of beauty, but does not manage to get the kill there, but he'll be able to pop in and out when he needs to. Pound, gorgeous reads from there, not having any of those. Early days here. Bound's looking to get a fight going with last shot. Gets out on that one. Nice headshot onto Royal 2.
Such a good play from Bound to take advantage of the opportunity. One thing that Bound doesn't get enough credit for is how aggressive he is and how he can make plays during these neutral scenarios. So when he has a teammate who has a sniper camp across the map, many players will just sit back and say, all right, let's our snipe do something.
Yeah.
Instead, Bound is creating opportunities, getting information, and finding out easy spots where Legend can actually go get a pick and reposition.
Yeah, that snipe that came through with the camo prompted all of Rebellion to just work the nest side of the map here. But OpTic more than wise to it, stops them, and this feels like the opposite of what we saw in that. Managed to get, at the very least, his players tucked away in the back, allowing his teammates an opportunity to be able to make those pushes happen. And they'll get a couple of kills out of this one, keeping that lead to 8.
What a great answer kill there by Bound. He was the only one alive, only one near top center. Finds out that Royal 2 is weak over there, gets at least that finish, and now his team off the spawn, despite having inferior positions, have the numbers advantage.
Last shot looking for a target with this. Does find Renegade. Quite low, but is able to get out of there. Split spawn too for both of these players. Last shot, knew that there was going to be someone behind him. At the very least, he's able to get something out of that camo. That's going to be 3 players down here for OpTic Gaming. Sniper's going to be available to grab. Formal can't win out on that fight, and Royal 2 is going to win instead.
Royal 2 trying to reposition. What does he decide to do with this?
They're coming back into this one, Dave. This was because he throws down the spiker, knowing that that player had to push. He takes the other side of the fight rather than going up against him on the right. Takes the left, forces him in front of that spiker, gets the kill, and now Shopify Rebellion have the lead.
Yeah, you'll notice consistently these top players, especially when they're at a numbers disadvantage, are able to isolate a melee. They're able to force a player into a close range fight where they either have to decide, am I going to get grenaded or am I going to get meleeed?
Bound, trying to play his life in the back of the field there. Won't be long for this world as he's taken out. And now Rebellion, who's going to go and grab that one and use it to great effect. It's only a 1-kill lead. Great reads from Royal 2, getting behind enemy lines here. Key door is available. That's a double kill. It doesn't get any better than that for Royal 2. Might be able to even pop him with the nade. Triple kill for the one and only.
Capitalizing on that chaos, giving his team now the lead after OpTic got off to such a strong start, and he's not stopping just yet. Finding where these players are at, getting so much information. And this is what's so dangerous about Shopify. There's times where they get that slight lead, and they know when to press gas, and they know when to press brake.
40-37 now for Rebellion. It's kind of what we were seeing earlier, what OpTic was doing to the Rebellion. They can come back when the moment calls for it. There's only 3 kills that they need to get to tie this one up. And they got to remove this snipe from the hands of Last Shot. If he has it in his possession, it's going to be a problem.
Look at this play, having Royal 2 lead here. I like this play, how they do this now with Sniper. Instead of always having the Sniper be the first one to expose themselves or peek out, they have somebody else do the dirty work, someone else lead the fight, get some information so that Sniper can more confidently go around and take their fights.
Last Shot didn't get the info that he wanted. OpTic turtling. Last Shot creeping around the corner, is able to find one. Looking for a second. Here he goes. Might actually get pressured from the player down low, but no, he's going to die out of that one. Sniper's going to be down, but Rebellion are going to have bodies all around it, so they should be able to reclaim it now. 47-43. Only 2 kills remaining after that 48th one gets locked in.
Now I don't think anyone grabbed that snipe, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
The fight's going down in the garage. Gonna be coming out and make that 50. Shopify Rebellion in the grand finals with the commanding 4-1 victory over OpTic Gaming.
OpTic heads to the losers finals, where they'll face Envy for a spot in the grand finals. The loser goes home. Let's dive into the best highlights.
Envy confidently holding the map at the moment, but Formal has got the overshield. Remember, one of the key reasons why Envy were able to take down Luminon earlier was their overshield control. And OpTic have maybe already sensed that, they've already denied that. And now they're going to have a lot of map control, and Bound might be able to pull this flag off the back of it.
Precision was trying to make it an awkward fight for Formal. Formal gave up on it. Left it for somebody else. The kills have come their way. 3 dead for Envy. Flag was on the move. Bound is taking it. The scenic route must be said. Precision makes Formal miss the first shot, but the second one will find a home. Bound taking it through the street. And Picky is the only man on the map that can stop this. Bound shields come back and they're not taking any damage. OpTic Gaming, they open us up. Now see how they're navigating things.
You didn't move in.
He's just sitting there.
West is in 15, guys. Shoot me. Nice, nice.
Nice, shoot again.
Go for West,
I'll get away. Watching that flank. I'm watching this one.
Where's our head? Precision. Here's the Thor. So hot.
One shot descendant. We have OS.
Is there street thing? Still street.
Our street. I'm killing this guy. I'm just killing this guy. I'm main right. Top left. Kill our head.
We're gonna pop right there.
I'm gonna get top left.
We're to separate.
Pretty good. Yo, he's pissed on me. Oh, you. To the head.
Look at my back.
Nice. Two dead. That's you guys are head.
He's on you low. One top, I think. Watch over.
To the head. Yo, one's front. He's weak front. He's weak on the front block. This player.
Two low.
One's island.
On the plasma.
One's island. One. Ready.
Walk.
Watch out, low hit.
You kill him?
He's still there.
He's low.
Yeah.
So sticky. There's sniper down my expense. I'm not about 30. I'm not trying to kill the guys. Watch this, watch this. On a wing, on my wing.
One's on top left. I'm ready, guys. There's one on range.
Top left, still descendant. One's on range. Into the ring.
Back front, quick, precision.
One there, back there, one.
A lot of small talk. Things have slowed down. They had control of the map. Descendant soared to his death, much to his own maker. Formal puts down damage. A couple of those snipe shots, just not finding a home just yet. Did manage to find
He's
one
able to
of the
find, but it's just not been able to have that same comfort here against OpTic. You're never going to have that much freedom because OpTic, just that little bit better. They catch you out. They spot those kind of things, and they will hunt you down if they feel like you're a threat on the map. But Descendant does find one with a snipe. Maybe a slight opening and a chance to push towards the base here for Envy, but with 4 minutes and 40 on their clock, they need to start thinking about getting a flag soon.
They're thinking about it. They're putting it into action. Found the legend, make it formal as well now in the respawn screen.
Oh, no.
Renegade tries to put down as much damage as he can, but the flag's been fumbled, and that will buy OpTic Gaming just a little bit more time. But this one should, now I say should, go home. As he slides up. Bound is trying to close the distance, but Descendant now puts Envy right back into this game, and that will do their confidence the world of good.
And now they need to push with it.
Precision needs a couple of nades.
Oh, no.
And the overshield, null and void, not having the effect that you would like. Formal gets a double kill as well. And now he can think about pushing forward for his team. Information coming that Jackson's weak, down to no shields now. And actually, as a matter of fact, Legend elsewhere scooped up the flag just to apply even more pressure. Envy are in 6s and 7s. There's 2 attacking, 2 on defense. And Formal has the pick of the world. But he drops down, forced to. No shields now. Legend settled for a trade across the map, so that one will be dead, but it just relieves the pressure on the rest of his teammates, forcing Envy to play defense. OpTic and Formal.
Oh, they're almost allowing Envy to have a little bit of control here. That's one way to rip away control from them, though. Remember what Descendant did previously for that first flag cap. It was a big shot, but now Renegade started to take control of the game.
Halo Infinite's MVP. And he needs a big performance here. Already providing it 15, 5, and 8. Tags Descendant as he crosses by. But it's Renegade on the Renegade and Bound on the map at the moment. Piggy last man alive for his team. But Renegade's quite happy just to wait. Hold his power position. Bait Precision in. And rip the face. Overshield is up. And that's why Renegade is hesitant to push forward. He knows how big it can be. Body shot finds a home. Bandit gets the kill. Renegade's just holding the line here, but Jackson's got the sniper rifle on the other side. Overshield secured for OpTic Gaming.
Oh, but it's not a bad backup, is it? After you run out of sniper rifle ammo, just getting a free overshield. And it's just 1 minute 30 now left on the clock for OpTic to hold, as Renegade is still running the show. But we know he's capable of doing this. He's done this.
And that will mean OpTic Gaming have got to mind their P's and Q's here. But they're combining well together. And Precision gets shut down. Formal picks up a double kill.
This is where you can start to increase those stats a little bit, because it's like cannon fodder. They all just start to run towards you as desperate times now lead to some desperate pushes from Envy. And that's a big stick from Formal as well. These sticky grenades have proved to be so vital so far this tournament for those trades.
Into the final knockings. Envy are not going to get close. Into the waiting arms of OpTic Gaming. Descendant tries to, but fails. And the green wall. 1-0 up in the series. And 3-0 settled for a trade elsewhere. The kills favoring Envy, at least they were for now. Renegade top middle. Receives a lot of damage, but that's a beautiful nade from top middle just to clear Piggy out. And it's OpTic Gaming who now hold map control. A complete flip of the script. Although Envy collapsed and the kills were starting to favor them, we're all tied up.
I would be worried if Envy lose this one. Especially when we know how good Envy are at Aquarius, because their ability to work together just with pure bandit skill has been incredible so far this tournament. And on a map where it is truly down to really just teamwork, don't have to rely on individual ability as much, and Envy seem to really flourish in these scenarios. You rip away the sniper rifle, you take away the shock rifle ability. And of course, we know the heat wave
combination for them. We're all tied up at the moment, but Formal's got the camouflage. And he can have a heavy influence in what way these next few seconds are going to pan out.
Formal does eventually push in, and he's greeted by Bound as well as they work together in tandem to get the kills. And now it's 21-21. Jackson going to be the next target, and Formal just constantly calling out to the rest of the team about where those players are. And he's not the only one calling out. Of course, Envy, I'm sure, will be calling out where that camouflage is, and maybe it's a good time to jump into a listening with Envy and just see how those comms are.
Yeah, we have numbers. Almost here too. Pop the base. Pop the base. Almost here too. On there. P jump. The heavy on P. Two on P. Two on P. More top P right now. Playing there fridge now. Play fridge with me. He's at bottom P door. He's holding the P door. Other guys two fridge. Nice. Let's go. We can do. Gonna be car probably.
Maybe a lifeline then from the double kill from Jackson and the scream across the main stage, but
two members of OpTic Gaming inside of the base. Renegade's down to no shields. Precision's going to try and close the distance and apply the finishing touches to that kill, but Renegade, Bound, they combine. And now Descendant is forced into an uncomfortable position. He has got to push forward the full shield players. Bound shuts him down.
I was going to say, so frustrating as the camo player to see your teammates fall, but
for Envy, is this series just on the waves, slowly drifting away from them? OpTic Gaming continue to keep them at arm's length, and as a matter of fact, now starting to grow that lead. Precision slides in, gets one, but is immediately traded out. And somehow, some way, Legend picks up a double kill. 2 kills now for OpTic Gaming. That's all that's required to double their series advantage.
It's very rare OpTic would throw away a lead like this as well. They just need to plan their attack here or plan their defense. Again, encourage Envy to start to push, get that info, and then you start to do the damage together. Notice how they are sticking in pairs on different sides of the map. They get the first.
First pick provided by Legend, the French phenom. When's the next one going to come? Jackson's inside the fridge, they're not aware of that. But Formal elsewhere gets the kill that he needed onto Descendant. And the Green Wall do double their lead.
And if he does get going, it will be close to curtain call for this Envy roster. But it's not easy to shut him down. And already he starts us off with 1, and he's done damage to secure the second. And it's all 4 dead for Envy as OpTic Gaming lay waste to the entire squad. And now we'll start to set up with this ball.
The perfect opening. And Bound now just closing the space and helping Renegade in case the push comes across the bridge. He's quite happy with what he sees, but Precision overstayed his welcome as far as Renegade is concerned. No longer a problem, no longer a concern.
1, 2, easy as you like. You're just walking into Renegade and a warpath that he always lays down. It is so simple, or he makes it look simple, should I say, as he finds another. The shock rifle in particular looks disgusting in his hands. And at the moment,
Descendant, bottom elevator. Problem is, he's isolated, and the push is coming from gold pipes. Descendant is now aware of that, drops the ball. Bound closes the distance. Descendant down to no shields, no longer a problem. Renegade puts another one in the grave. Putting bodies in the ground. That's what Renegade does best.
Enemy halfway to victory.
And he knows he's on for a frenzy again, by the way. We saw it yesterday. Once he got that frenzy, he started to play in a different way as he was looking to try and make it that 1 step further. He's not playing as aggressive. He's putting himself in slightly safer positions, and here's the frenzy waiting for him. Does chase it, does secure it. It's another killing frenzy alongside a triple. And Renegade has earned his MVP for the entirety of Halo Infinite. And he is running the show.
Incredible target prioritization. And he falls from the heavens and gets a free kill with an elbow to the spine. Can't be stopped. Won't be stopped in this form.
Ball dropped.
Precision scoops up the ball. Jackson firing from the back ledge. Renegade, easy pickings. The game looked so easy, looks so easy on Renegade's POV. The ability that he has, absolutely frightening. And he's got the shock rifle again. Piggy gets a stick onto the ball carrier. Renegade shows he is human after all and misses a couple of shots.
He's just doing it to give him a chance at this point. He's up to 13-0. This is an elimination final, by the way. At the very end, the culmination of this tournament, and Renegade is still able to play with this much freedom. Jackson is next target.
Enemy has the ball.
Jackson deleted. Piggy's next. It's a running riot. Oh, it was so close.
An absolute massacre. Renegade finally shut down after 15 kills. Make no mistake about it, Jackson gets put in the dirt by Bound. But in the background, amongst all those kills that Renegade is getting, Envy have got a few points on the board, and they're closing in on that lead. But Formal has the camouflage and a kill to boot.
Yeah, it might have been a good thing that Renegade died, to be honest, because it just meant that OpTic could probably play around actually getting the objective done as well. Now Formal will just have a little touch, a little tickle of that ball. Doesn't need to use it though, instead will pass it off. 3 dead for Envy, and this might be the final moments of this round. You saw the stats earlier. It was what, 92% win rate of rounds? It's very rare they even lose 1 round, as now they put themselves 1 up on what has been. And it feels like a 2 versus 4. He's playing like he's got 3 guns at the moment. Formal has found himself a camouflage to work with, which is something we've said a few times already this series. Clearly is the one who is very much on point in terms of finding those power-ups, listening to the coach's calls.
Gold pipes control now for Formal. The shock rifle has now just popped up. Grabs the ball, tosses it towards his team. Grabs the shock rifle. But this one he will not be tossing towards his team. This one's for him to play with. He wants to have some fun now. Already seeing the success that Renegade has had. Jackson takes some shots to the body. Like you say, it doesn't quite have the same impact as a sniper rifle does. You've got to hit the
something memorable. Something that will just give a little bit of energy to this squad, to this roster. Sadly, he's just eating nade after nade, and he can't connect with that shot either. And Renegade is just going to be more than happy to scoop that one up. 10 more points required for OpTic.
Piggy in trouble. Renegade has the ball. And unfortunate for him, no matter how long he holds it, he will be the least ball time on his team, but he will not care one bit about that. OpTic Gaming complete the round. OpTic Gaming take the map and are 1 way from a grand finals. We have been doing all series long, scrambling, trying to survive, and OpTic Gaming are in no mood to let them.
Legend does grab that camo. Legend also absolutely dumps on precision. And now it means he's got that freedom to just roam around the map, position himself. He does get smelled out here. But still scoring our OpTic Gaming. And you have to wonder, you know, what do Envy have left? It's so deflating to be in a situation like this. And as I said, it is not the first time it's happened for a team. It won't be the last. We will see it forever in Halo history as we move.
I've likened it to a boxing match, and forgive me, because this just looks like Envy are ready to throw in the towel. So much progress already made on his second hill. OpTic Gaming are in cruise control. 2 members of Envy yet to register a kill. Precision, 5 deaths without reply. Descendant, 0 and 3. OpTic Gaming double their lead and are already just 2 away from a clean sweep in this best of 7.
Between the 2 teams who deserve to be there. Bound has the sniper rifle now. And even though Envy are scoring, Bound is starting to be soaring. Heading towards that hill and happy to take on anyone that ends up in his sight lines. There's another, it's a killing spree for him.
So comfortable it would seem, they're trying to hit trick shots. Piggy desperately trying to stay alive, but there's 2 members of OpTic Gaming coming close to him, and he's also going to fall. Sniper rifle in the hands of the Frenchman, body shot good. Bandit's second shot finds the face, that's a kill. OpTic Gaming so comfortable in this, and it's going to do their confidence the world of good. And this is the kind of response that we needed to see if they were going to match up against Shopify Rebellion and make sure the result goes a different way.
Oh, absolutely. The confidence builder they would have needed. And it's not wasted energy, right? They're going to probably get it done in 4 at this point as they find that 3rd hill. Envy just cannot keep up with OpTic Gaming. Just need a few more seconds in this hill.
Just a couple more ticks then for the green wall. And Envy continue to throw numbers at it, continue to try and invest, but they're running out of time and they're running out of control. Formal steps inside, possibly his last tournament ever, and he's guiding OpTic Gaming back to the grand finals.
Three dead off the opening means Formal has to slow play this. His flag is already on the move, and here comes the pressure early from Shopify Rebellion.
Royal 2 is going to get that first camo of the game. Always good to get that first power up in a grand final, just to make the coach feel confident, make you feel confident, and certainly make a player like Royal 2, who is never short of confidence, just have that extra little boost to start with. Just playing slowly around top middle at the moment, but gonna have to do a little bit of defensive work here as OpTic are going to get that flag off the stand.
Well, a quick 2 dead here, so Royal 2 knows that he can just clean out the util, should be able to pick up the first one, maybe even 2, gets the help, and that will be a clean 4 dead for Shopify.
And they're running that one. By the looks of things, they're actually going to get that one in. Shopify strike within the first minute here in the grand final, and OpTic Gaming are still finding themselves 2 dead.
I mean, talk about the composure there from Shopify, as you say, to fly into the util to get those last 2 kills so easily, and Royal 2's not done. He's gone coast to coast, and he's right back in the opponent's face.
He certainly is indeed. He's going to wait these nades out, as we often see from players. Knowing that the respawners from OpTic Gaming are going to be coming into the map fresh with 2 grenades in their hands. Great shots coming in from Royal 2. How many times has that been said throughout the years? That's a killing spree to kick things off.
Imagine starting your grand final with a killing spree, 5-0 here. They'll take down 2 yet again, and so far it's been all Shopify Rebellion control off the opening.
Certainly has indeed, and they're looking for another flag to get moving as well. Renegade is a long way away from where that flag has already made its way forward. Royal 2's going to cut him down, and he was the closest player on the map to Last Shot, who's already running this one home. Shots are coming in, he's getting peppered. He gets stopped at the line. But are Shopify in a position to get this flag converted? Frosty off the respawn, back into the flag. It's 2-0 to Shopify.
Really well done. Under 2 minutes of play, they get that second flag in as well. Flag is on the move, however.
OpTic looking for a counter cap. Royal 2 has a big job to stay alive, but Legend's trying to hunt him down. But I thought for a second Legend had lost him, but he finds that kill. And Formal has that one back to the util. One cap goes one way, and we swing back the other. OpTic get their first flag on the board. It's 2-1.
Very strong counter cap, and you feel like it comes at a very important part of the game. Instead, if this goes 3-0, it's blocked at the moment.
Does a great job, not just to pick up the kills, but also keeps Bound alive. Last Shot versus Formal. 2 of the best shots to play in the game. And grand finals Formal hits the big shot.
That was 3 dead yet again. By the way, got to talk about the slays here. Flag is still on the move, and now a camo for Bound. 3 dead yet again for Shopify. Cycle, last player alive.
Cycle's in the back of his base. Legends on the edge of his. From 2-0 down, it's 2-2. OpTic Gaming have tied the game.
Oh boy, and if you wanted to know if OpTic Gaming came to play, if they could bounce back from whatever might come their way in your grand final, let that be an indicator. Down 2 flags, as we said, within 2 minutes of play, but they are right back in the game as they tie it up.
Really good start in this game as well from Bound. Renegade's going to keep him alive, and if you keep Bound alive, good things happen for OpTic Gaming.
The way that they can turn corners in pairs and make sure that you are always fighting 1v2s, that will be one of their biggest challenges.
Double kill from Frosty though. Opens things up. OpTic Gaming are 3 dead. Renegade last alive. He's down as well. Frosty picks up 3 kills in this play, and the flag is already out into the courtyard. But OpTic, they're going to have to be taking down a couple more players because Shopify need these kills before they force this flag.
Look at the timing from World 2. He thought he had the timing with 1 player going fridge door and 1 player staying fridge. He thought he had the angle. 2 dead for OpTic here.
Frosty does a good job though to just get that kill. Last Shot picks up another top middle. It's 3 dead for OpTic again, and from top middle to hands on the flag. He's going to be running this one home now, and I don't think OpTic have anyone in a good enough position to really slow this down. It's going to be Shopify who are going to take the lead. 3-2. They're up by 1.
And just like that, the kills continue to follow the flags. Unsurprisingly, Shopify now outslings have not been exactly where they wanted them to be. Time and time again, it has been Renegade going double positive. Can he pull off the same performance in the grand final?
Really interesting moment. Bound just somehow with no shields, managed to take down a player on the B side. He's 3 dead for Shopify Rebellion, 4 dead for Shopify Rebellion, and Renegade is going to have the most simple job in the world, even with a little bit of a stutter step and a secondary clamber. He's going to tie the game up. Bound went huge there as Royal 2 is still alive inside of his base. He gets that flag moving and causes a dilemma. Do we go for the kills here? Renegade has to decide kills or flag. Royal 2 just wants kills. Legend will slow it down, but that flag has been touched, and I think Shopify are trying to force this.
Big flag behind him. Last shot all the way across the map already. Amazing movement. That was 3 dead for OpTic. This one will go.
Start step again, but this time Shopify will take the lead. 4-3. It has been Shopify who have been ahead for the majority of this game. OpTic have been fighting to tie the game up time and time again.
They might do it again.
But if the next flag goes the way of Shopify Rebellion, this game is over.
Last shot gets caught out, thought he maybe had the jump, but he gets the help at the last second. He stays alive on the flag. He's gonna get the pull as well.
3 dead for OpTic. Last shot's got this one 50% of the way home. Everyone from OpTic Gaming has to watch this from the respawn screen. Last shot jumps up. Shopify strike first. And Shopify will be up by 1 in your grand final. At the start of the game, Royal 2 though does end up coming back to bite Renegade and gets that kill.
You feel like Renegade does as much as he can in that situation. Eventually, Royal 2 will actually be sniffed out by Formal, who gets behind him at Gold Stairs, which will actually lead to a very nice bounce back from OpTic Gaming. They were trailing 3-1, but they slowly came down very nicely. Now we're tied up 4-4, and Renegade with the shock in hand. We've been there before. Let's see what this man can do.
See if it's going to be the same story. Headshots galore yesterday. Body shot helps Formal stay alive in this situation. Another beatdown's going to take down the shields, and Renegade will survive through the splash damage as 3 dead for Shopify Rebellion. OpTic into a slender 1 kill advantage.
Very important moment there because
Needles big last shot, guys. Needles big last shot. Watch out, Needles last shot, man. Nice. Needles bound. And kill him, make it. Cycle, watch out the yellow.
He's killing one of it. He's killing one of it.
Cycle's camel guy. One's a golden E. One is a golden E. He's playing for you right now.
I'm trying to help you, man. No, I'm tapping this guy. Try and ping this guy. Ready, beat down and aim. Yo, one's health. Watch out. In red. I believe you.
Watch out, trip the corner with shock. Yo, Cam, watch out, trip the corner. That's one. Kill the Cam. There's trippy. Needles, he's tripping back still. Down tower. See, Bottom mid. Cam will jump now. Pin out bound. He's pushing stacks. Stacks.
I'm ready to see jump. He stacks bottom. Make Grab top here.
Play those guys. There's 2 guys in there. Play those guys. Get out. Go pipe top.
He's in the smoke. I'm in the smoke. He stacks. He's there. Watch out, stacks. Come on, stacks. Dead end. He's at 1. One's A.
3 kills the difference between the 2 teams. Is OpTic who still hold on to that.
Love that, just tiptoes in, pre-nades, grabs a shock around the corner, has no interest in the pipes battle whatsoever, and I love the discipline from Renegade. Now they're up by 4 once again. Time and time again in this Slayer, OpTic Gaming has been tested with Shopify applying really good teamwork and coordination, but Renegade winning 1v1s like that are going to be the difference maker. They continue to lead by 4.
Camo coming up now in 10 seconds or so all of the attention for both teams will change towards bottom middle. Bound's going to find 1 kill. Royal 2 taking down to no shields. 2v2 on the map right now. Legend and Renegade versus Cycle and Royal 2. They find a 2v1 scenario, and Legend will escape with the camo for OpTic Gaming.
How about that from Renegade? He drops down there on stacks at the camo a little bit better on the actual camo timing. To lose camo on glass when 3 players are coming long and you're kind of poking long, that's just unlucky timing, or really mistimed, if you will. Still a 3-kill game, though, a 3-kill lead, and Renegade with the shock yet again.
Has to be headshots at this point in the game. In a grand final after 4 years to get to this moment. The level that these players play at, you know if you miss a shot, even if it hits the body, there's probably 2 players flying at you, and you're not even going to get the chance to pull the trigger again. Then here comes that pressure, misses the headshot, now he's got pressure coming onto him! But the chain reaction and the headshot onto last shot is going to stifle Shopify and put OpTic into a 5, make that 6-kill lead.
And then there comes a flood as well. Look at Bound hitting the double G side of the pipes into Whirlpool to help the other 2 players on OpTic Gaming. They absolutely clean wipe Shopify to now lead by 6. Amazing timing, amazing pipes control, and collapse as well from OpTic Gaming to get a sizable lead here in the late game.
Bound finds another one. Oh, Renegade bending bullets round corners. 43 to 35, make it 44. As OpTic look like they are warming up, and this man on a killing spree. Grab yourself a camo, Renegade. You deserve deserve it.
And what did we say? It was always going to be Renegade. They have depended on this man to go into Renegade mode. He's doing
you still have to find 4 kills.
What was just a 46-41 all of a sudden becomes a 3-kill game. 47, that was a very big important kill. Maybe
he gets a double! Renegade with a double! To calm the nerves of the green wall. Formal will find a stick as well. It's 1 to go here for OpTic.
1v1 here on the sneaky, that might be it. That's it!
Legend will find the final kill, and even though it's a scary, scary ending to that game, OpTic show the ice record.
2-5 in the series so far, 25 kills on the board, and you know without a doubt he will be adding to that tally in this game number 3. The question is at the end of it, which team will have 250 points on the board as we get ready to lock in for live fire. Game 3 underway.
The go-ahead game in the series, tied up at 1-1, just as we all wanted it. Renegade's going to find 1 off the rip. He's going to find 2 off the rip. 4 dead for Shopify Rebellion, and the momentum is strongly in the beat it out at the moment. Keep Shopify away from B. Use it as a way to stop them scoring, essentially, in this situation. Renegade can't find any targets, and Shopify have found 2.
Oh,
Renegade found a target, everyone.
Talk about just having a few frames, if that, to do it, to hit that shot on the quickscope above the railing. 2 dead for OpTic, though, means Renegade needs to be very careful with the C pressure as well as the camo pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the camo's still off. Both teams are playing around it at the moment. No one getting baited into it. And Renegade,
he turns the tides.
Getting the assist for Formal here. Frosty's going to be peeking. Not sure if Frosty did grab that camo or not, but Royal 2 falls victim once again to Formal here.
Does Frosty win this? That would be wild if he does. He gets help in the end. That should be traded out. Even if he had camo, that will be traded out. So in the end,
when you've got those numbers on the map, Renegade going to try and grab that camo, but Cycle will cut him down. A killing spree for him, and Formal has just popped the camo. Cycle can smell him. Cycle can't find him, though.
Very nicely done by Formal. It took him a second to get there. Let's see if he stays alive with this camo. Should be traded. It's a big trade from Royal 2. However, 3 dead now for Shopify. Frosty is going to be your last player alive, so an opportunity for OpTic to begin scoring once again.
Sniper rifle coming up as well. Frosty's going to be getting his hands on that one. By the looks of things for Shopify Rebellion, but AB is the hold here for OpTic, but with shots like that coming out of Frosty and Legend picking up another, both teams are going to have to scrap a little bit before they can get anywhere near converting one of these strongholds.
See what Frosty can do top mid. A lot of pressure coming in. He knows how important it is that he stays alive. And let's see how they play this.
The aggression. Frosty not afraid to peek with his sniper rifle. He wants to take the fight to OpTic Gaming.
One ball to snipe down in A. One ball to snipe in A. Pillars goes post to Smith. Post to Smith. It's 3 on Wyatt. 3 on Wyatt. 3 on Wyatt. 2 on Wyatt. 2 more on Wyatt. 2 more on Wyatt. Going to be. We can A 2. I'm going outside the jail. It's hard. It's hard. 3. Gonna get something. Funny. Wait. One more smaller. That's a big door. That's a big door, guys. That's a big door. Nice. One more shotting from S. One more. Weak.
Well, no surprise to hear the intensity coming in from Shopify Rebellion as they are continuing to strangle OpTic Gaming. It's 3 dead again for OpTic, and that's been the story for the last 60 seconds or so. Continued scoring. OpTic have to pick up some kills, and they have to do it soon, but last shot with this camo is going to be able to collapse onto these players at back green.
Just taking his time. He's got the helmet. He knows it with Frosty as well. So clean. Makes it look so easy because the hard work had already been done on the camo grab. By the way, Shopify currently outslaying 40-28, and the trip cap still in effect. They've crossed the 200-point mark.
Yeah, Formal tried to do everything right, though, but unfortunately, by staying alive and holding that corner, Last Shot just saw him peeking out for a second. It's an easy pick, it's an easy kill, and now Last Shot makes the difficult ones look easy as well. Camo still in effect, triple cap still in effect, as B is finally flipped here by OpTic.
This whole time, Last Shot was the last player alive this entire time, and they can't get rid of him on window.
Still alive. OpTic look like they've forgotten about him. A little bit of help coming in, as OpTic will finally get some scoring going their way. A and B is going to be the hold, as Last Shot Ethan, as last player alive for so long, still trades his life.
Alive long enough to then trade for his teammates and even get extra damage on A bags. It paves the way for the triple cap to continue. C will flip, but not before Cycle continues his dark magic. He will rotate back around once again. 230 points on the board.
Cycle is QTing all around the place. Hitting body shots, hitting bodies, hitting anything that moves at the moment. Another challenge, another QT.
Oh boy.
More damage being done. They cannot kill Cycle right now. They cannot get near a stronghold. And we might be seeing Shopify close this one out right now.
We will be, that's it. A starts to flip as well, though. Let's see what Last Shot can do here on the push.
Just got to convert C here. Formal trying to do what he can, but with 3 in the death screen. Bound is the last hope, and he can't do anything. Shopify Rebellion dominate. OpTic Gaming. Formal going to peek. Frosty going to let him know that he's there with that sniper rifle. Legend also going to take a bullet. Bound. Wow. Wow. Royal 2 and Frosty, they've been doing it for quite some time together, and OpTic at the moment are finding out what it feels like to be in the death screen. They've barely been on the map.
OpTic outslayed 6-1 off the opening. Formal's the only one with a kill so far. He's going to add another one. In the end, it's traded out. So still the only player on OpTic with any kills. Usually that's not a big deal, but it is when the other team has already scored 8.
Shopify Rebellion now 23 points on the board. And it's Royal 2 who's doing a little of the heavy lifting here, as Last Shot will connect with the body. More shots going to Legend. 2 shields broken, survivability is there, and you just know when the damage output is coming in from Last Shot. It's not usually too long after that they turn those damage numbers into kills. Shopify Rebellion. Formal versus Royal 2. Royal 2 still
Find
gets
a foothold off of repeated pressure in every single angle, and they break the setup, and now we essentially have a tie game here.
Frosty and Renegade are going to trade here. Cycle finds another one onto Bound, so Shopify winning the trade battle, but Legend, just as I say, that makes it 2v2 on the map. 27, 28, and rising points on the board here for Shopify Rebellion, as the last 2 players for Shopify are going to be now met by the flood from OpTic Gaming. Last Shot trying to stay alive. Bound will find one. Renegade cleans up the damage. It's 3 dead for Shopify Rebellion. Another excellent push from OpTic means more full time.
Formal might get this as well. Big trade, because that will keep 4 dead and keep the spawn staggered. OpTic Gaming will now go into a lead.
43-28. They're almost doubling the score now of Shopify Rebellion. And now it comes back to a fight for the kills. Shopify picking a couple of cuts. Oh my Bound! That reticle was magnetized to heads.
Huge, and Legend also spawns behind them, meaning he's going to buy a little bit of time as well. That double kill was massive.
The players from OpTic Gaming won the fight inside of red, so that means that he gets flooded. Formal's going to grab that snipe. Shopify 3 dead, and Bound with the oddball in his hand.
Early on, by the way, Last Shot was about 7-1, and no one else was near 7 kills. If you've seen Last Shot's gameplay when this game type released, when they were scrimming it, he was one of the best players in the game, but they have kept him at bay for the last several minutes of play, and it's a huge piece of OpTic Gaming now leads by double the score at 57-31.
I'm going to give you everything I had, said Formal, and Shopify Rebellion are just being reminded of that. A beautiful body shot and an even more impressive headshot from Matthew Piper keeps the scoring going here for OpTic Gaming.
He's going back right now. I think there's 20 behind you guys. That'll be all red. There's at least 3 in red. I'm pretty sure one's 20 behind us. Watch this ball. I'm here. Ready to ball. He's weak. Nice. One's behind us, behind us, man. Up red. Up red, cat weak. He's on you, Sebi. On you, for Sebi.
Back me. What's up?
I'm looking at box. I'm looking for red box. Watch out. Red box. Watch out. Two dead.
Watch out back red. Bossy, absolute. Back ball, one shot. 2 on ball, last 2. One shot, absolute back red.
Where's the other kid? For sure. Save box.
Towards Ziggy.
Weak circle. One for circle.
Drop bottom in. Drop him bottom in.
He's back weak. A lot of damage. 30. Red box. One shot red box.
Box weak, left shot.
There's a lot here. Sticky mount. Sticky, kill me. One shot box above you. One shot box above you, man. He's shouting you. Stay box.
So how they're listening back into the game. 72 points on the board still for OpTic Gaming, but Shopify are starting to rally a little bit here. They've picked up some ball time recently, and Frosty is going to continue that.
Formal, by the way, 15-7. We talked about how he said himself that he would be the one to step up for this team and bring his Sunday best to Championship Sunday at 15-8.
With Frosty hitting that shot, taking the sniper rifle out of the hands of Legend, we might be about to see a lead change. Shopify go into a lead here. 76 points and rising, and OpTic, they've got to be the careful ones now.
Also, I think they have QT as well, which could be devastating. We've seen what this team can do with QT in hand. 85 points on the board and 2 dead for OpTic Gaming.
OpTic need to get back on the map, but all of them fall consecutively. 4 dead here for OpTic. Last Shot is just going to watch and hold that oddball as Shopify Rebellion will strike first here.
to wonder if OpTic Gaming is going to really try to force that ball away. Back to the bridge holes if they can. Nice job with the return to sender from Royal 2. That will keep 2 dead for OpTic, but killing spree, double kill as well. He's just doing a whole lap of the map.
He certainly is, and Formal might be next if he's not careful. Royal 2 wants this 3rd kill. He's not going to get it because last shot beats it to the punch, but 3 dead again for OpTic Gaming. Bound versus Royal 2. It might become a 2v1 very soon, but oh man, Royal 2! Pops him up and knocks him down.
What do we say about this man in game number 1? 3 dead for OpTic Gaming. You don't want Royal 2 behind you in the back of the base. It's a triple kill on the other side of the map for last shot as well. I didn't even think there were that many players remaining on the map.
Pound is last alive, or should I say first spawner, and almost first victim here. Shopify are taking over a frenzy for last shot. 10 without response.
What did we say? What did we say? When last shot is kept at bay, you might have a chance. If you let last shot do this thing, 21-12 with a frenzy, they're going to be leading 80-0 against you. This one could be over in a moment.
We're going to have to rewrite the record books in a few moments' time, because OpTic and Oddball has been W all season long, but Shopify Rebellion have come to play. 85 points on the board already for them. And finally, it looks like OpTic Gaming will get a point on the board in this round number 2. But boy, have they got some work to do.
Royal 2 and last shot playing 22-13 right now.
He is having an absolute field day here. It's Renegade he goes up against. It's 3 dead for Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, they've got 24 poents on the board.
And we said, what do you need to do if you're OpTic to stay close to Shopify Rebellion to win games? You have to match up the Slays. Well, Bound and Legend ain't doing that in this game. 8-19 for Bound, 10-21 for Legend. You are not going to have the space required to have success if those are the kind of numbers we're going to be talking about.
And as you say, compare that to the numbers you're seeing on Shopify Rebellion. We've got 2 very different stories, but somehow OpTic Gaming has gotten back in this game in a pretty big way. Renegade wanted to not trade at all costs, but it costs him because Royal 2 stays alive. And this is going to be it here.
This is going to be it. 3 dead for OpTic. Unless a couple of God nades find their way to the feet and the body of Frosty, we are talking about Shopify Rebellion being up 3-1 in your Halo World Championship Grand Finals. Has nothing between the 2 teams. Bound with the pick though is going to give OpTic a slender advantage and maybe access to this snipe side where that all-important sniper rifle finds itself.
That is what we need to see for Bound, by the way. You just saw Bound G-side across grass. He walks in and gets a single-handed double kill, especially after a flatter game in that game number 4.
Oh! Well, Bound had a flat game, so did Legend, but it's those 2 players who have stepped up here at the start of this. For OpTic Gaming, headshots coming in from Legend, big double kills coming in from Bound. This is what OpTic need.
You wonder, what did that game do to these 2 players as they're now starting to take the game in their hands? They lead 8-4, but Shopify recording a few important kills, but Legend not missing. Finally takes the
situation with his back against the wall. Survived long enough though for Bound to come on the flank and try and pick up some of these kills, but now he's got to survive. Cycle's already spied him out. And Bound just needs to run away in this situation. Royal 2 doesn't even let him do that. He gets cut down at the pass, and it's 16-11 for Shopify Rebellion now. 17-11. They are just finding the gas when they need it. Last shot with another kill. It's 18-11 now.
OpTic Gaming needs to stabilize. They need to find a foothold, maybe get just a little bit of damage and a pick, but right now they're keeping them on split spawns, and Shopify is playing this game perfectly as they take the lead by 7.
Renegade has found some rockets though. Maybe that's going to be a way back into the game here for OpTic Gaming. But Cycle wins his fight against Legend, which makes this a little bit more difficult, and all it's going to be with the power weapon is a trade. OpTic find themselves 3 dead again, and Cycle finds a rocket to play with as well.
Oh, I guess
he's going red sniper right now. Blue bear, red sticky, press it, red sticky. Blue bear. He's going. You're good, press against side, press it above you, drop it. One on your side, 5 your sniper. You have to reload the snipe, Come bottom in, hunt. Red bear, red. Red flag. Look at flag. Yeah, red flag. As you're maybe you're grass. Trade. Sniper's out. Blue silver. Red out. Fumbles in. Or dead. That was for Renegade. One just one. Renegade. We're missing two. Missing two spawners. I'm going. Nice. Red flag. Two flag. Blue cave. Give me a side flag. Legends red elbow. Let's get the elbow. When you come. Where's he? Red. I think there's one in blue now. Dead. Nice. Yeah, one in blue.
Cycle and Shopify are taking OpTic Gaming apart. And interesting to see, they were like, we're winning the game without a sniper rifle. Even though we've got it, let's just burn the ammo. Let's keep this momentum going.
Absolutely, it's been amazing game.
Cycle!
Killing spree, double kill for Cycle as well on the home stretch. That's another one, it's a triple.
Make it an overkill, buddy. Can't quite do it. Renegade gets the kill, but the damage surely has been done. It has been an absolute steam train of a performance in this game from Shopify Rebellion. They have run over OpTic Gaming in this game type, and with 1 kill to go, the only question is who wants it? Last shot is the man. And your 2025 Halo World Champions will be Shopify Rebellion.
And look at what it means to him. You saw Royal 2 getting loud. This entire team.
Here in Seattle, it's been an emotional weekend. It's been a phenomenal season, but give it up for your world champion, Shopify Rebellion.
Slow and steady has won the race. This team, an unbelievable year from them. And as we said, the veterans here, Frosty and Royal 2, picking up the young guns in Cycle and Last Shot, giving them their first ever Halo World Championship trophy. And to do it the way they did it, series in, series out, looking better and better.